everybody, welcome to Muse. We are back for another interview this week with Tina Majorino. Hopefully I didn't butcher it. But how are you doing? It's great to see you. You've had an amazing career, and now you have a new movie coming out called I Challenger. How's it been so far?
You mean this year so far?
Yeah, so far. It's 1 week, and it has to start off good.
It's 1 week. I mean, my 2022 is off to a great start. I'm excited to be here with you. I'm excited that this movie is finally coming out. We shot this 2 years ago, so I'm thrilled. I'm awesome. Doing great. How about awesome. You doing
well,
good?
We're doing great. It's our 10th anniversary this year, so
congratulations!
It's crazy that we made it this long.
Don't know what we did. It went by fast.
Oh, it went by really fast, really fast. Yeah, and we'll get into that afterwards. Okay. Let's talk about I Challenger. Okay. What was it about the film that you wanted to play Vanessa?
Well, I haven't gotten to really play in the realm of romance much yet. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to dip my toes into that, and I love to collaborate with independent filmmakers that I admire their work. And Paul is a great guy. When he sent me the script, it was very sweet and very funny, and I liked his vision for the characters. Mm-hmm. So there was a lot to attract me to it, to be honest.
Because it's an interesting. You have a very pivotal role because you have you're part of the pieces to kind of gets the story together. Yeah. Especially romantically with the main subject, but it's like it's such a different because your character's so grounded to real life, which is really cool, and you don't see that much in film, especially in film nowadays.
I would agree. Yeah, mm-hmm. I really was drawn to her for that reason. That she is very stable and very confident, and I also like that. At least in my interpretation of the script and the film, is she's the one who sees through all the nonsense and sees Sid for who he really is, which I always love that in human beings in my real life. So that was a pleasure to play someone who can and does honestly reflect back to him all of the good things within himself that he had lost sight of. So I loved playing her.
Awesome. And what's because you've done it all, TV, movies, big films, independence. What is it about independence that you like coming back to and like being a part of? Because if to me, when I look at you and your screen, I've seen a majority of your work, I should say.
Yeah.
Like it seems like in the independent film realm, it seems like you seem to show a lot more. You're able to show a lot more of your acting muscles.
I think that's a big part of it. That's a big part of the draw, that a lot of the time in independent film, because it can, I'm not saying this as a rule, but it can feel a lot more collaborative. And I think sometimes independent filmmakers are more willing to take risks. And so they're not trying to put you in any kind of box. It really is about servicing the story as best as possible. But I think the thing that always draws me to independent film, and hopefully will continue to draw me to independent film, is that the filmmakers are extremely passionate and experimental, and it's a joyful artistic experience because you know that everybody is there collectively to make something. And not that that's not the case on bigger films. Like I have amazing experiences on large films as well, but there's just an energy there because a lot of the time there's no money. You know, you really are driven by a passion for filmmaking. So I just always I just love that. I love that aspect of it.
Yeah. And it's awesome that you've had such a great and long career and it's still going. You still have some great projects coming up. What do you attribute that to? Because it's like I mean, you're very lucky that you've had that career and you've been able to get those great roles.
That is true. I do feel very lucky, very, very lucky and very blessed. I think from my perspective, like why I'm still in it, why I still keep going after it is because this is the thing that I love the most. And making films and making shows, just, being in this industry is what feels like home to me. And even after all of these years, I'm still in love. So, from the perspective of like, why do I keep wanting to? It is like, that's really what it is. That I think that it's a magical. It's always magical to me. Like it still has not lost that feeling for me, which can happen, in people's careers, all different careers. It's like you can fall out of love with something, and I just still haven't. So I mean, I know that that's what keeps me going. I'm just really grateful that my gut has always led me to really fun projects that people seem to love to watch, and I'm so super grateful for that. If I wanted, so I'm an old lady. So
well, it's like, and I get that, because it's like, even for us on our end, it could be frustrating. It could be hard at times where you're trying to struggle and trying to look, and you go into like films like yours, like I Challenger, and you get an independent film where it's just an amazing project to, even for us as a journalist, to be able to talk about and be able to push and be able to help the audience, because it's refreshing.
Well, thank you for saying that. That's very sweet. I think that when you're in love with something and you have a passion for something, sometimes people think that that alleviates all of the stress or all of the hardships. Like, oh, it's not supposed to feel like that. And I feel that it's the passion that drives me through all of those things, because hardships and stress and worry and all of that kind of stuff is just a part of life, and it's a part of the life. But the love that you have for what you do is what keeps you pushing through that, and it's what makes it worth it. Because if every project was just easy and whatever, it would be boring. So yeah.
Awesome. Oh, and we only have a couple of more questions left. One pertaining to iChallenger, another one just an open source question, but we'll leave the open source first.
Okay.
If there's any character that you would want to revisit, now that everybody seems to be revisiting everything nowadays, what character would you want to revisit? Is there, because you've done so many different characters, and it could go back from saying, hey, I want to go to Universal Studios Hollywood and be a part of the Waterworld show.
Oh man, can you believe that Waterworld show is still going strong? I think that's
in how many countries now?
I have no idea.
Because in the new park that they opened up in China, they have the Waterworld show there as well. I think it's in Beijing that they opened up a.
That's incredible. I didn't even know that. Wow. If I could go back and revisit a character, probably Alice in Wonderland, because living in that world for 4 or 5 months, however long it took us to shoot that movie, was just dreamy, and what a dream role for me to be able to play Alice. That was incredible, and all of the artists on it, all the actors, everybody that was involved with that would be amazing. But like I have a complicated relationship with the reboot thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, same here.
Right? It's like it's so hit or miss for me, because on the one hand it's like, well, of course, like I love this movie and I love these characters and I love these actors, like of course I want to see them again. But on the flip side of that, I'm just like, can't we just appreciate what was made already and just let it be perfect as it is? Like, don't ruin it.
Exactly.
You said revisit, you didn't say reboot. So
yeah,
that's my
revisit.
Okay.
Revisit, not reboot, because reboots, well, we know how reboots are.
Yeah.
Finally, last question.
Okay.
What can you tell the Muse TV audience in order to get it to get Eye Challenger and to be able to watch this movie? Because it's definitely a fun movie that you have to watch. What can you tell the Muse TV audience?
I would just say that I think that this movie is very heartwarming and sweet, and it is a very human story. Like, of course, it's really funny, and it's sort of slated as like a stoner friendship tale, but it has a lot of heart to it, and I really love stories that examine what it means to be human and what it means to lose your way and what it means to all of the places that us as human beings that we're willing to go to find ourselves again or jar ourselves out of a tough spot. It's hilarious, it's sweet, and I have blue hair, so if for no other reason, go check out the blue hair.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. That says it all. Tina, thank you so much for being a part of this. We really appreciate you coming on to Muse TV and what our new chapter is doing and being a part of our 10th anniversary.
I really appreciate you having me, and congratulations to you guys. That's amazing.
Thank you. And we'll talk to you soon.
Okay.